It's no secret that the world's energy needs are increasing. As resources like coal continue to deplete, alternative methods will be needed for additional power. Ideally, a renewable source of energy should be implemented. So I suggest using biogas and e-fuel from fecal matter. For centuries, people have just disposed of fecal matter by having it landfilled, flushed into the sea, or incinerated. But this organic material is packed full of energy. Why let it go to waste? Animal manure is full of pathogens, which makes it a bad choice for composting. So, the best way to prevent pollution and disease would be to digest it and heat it as a biosolid and use it as a fuel. Here's how it works. Methane digesters are large tanks where manure is enclosed. Bacteria in the tanks feed on the manure and biomethane gas is produced, or biogas. The machines work by transforming decaying fecal matter into fuel by anaerobic digestion. This produces energy in the absence of oxygen as the organic material is broken down. Anaerobic digesters reduce the volume of the waste, and the high temperature purifies it, which makes it less toxic. The majority of biogas is methane, while carbon dioxide and a few other substances compose the rest. Instead of being released into the atmosphere, these gas emissions are converted to usable energy. The energy produced could then be injected into the natural gas grid and provide residential areas with energy to cook and heat homes. Biogas also experiences only a quarter of the energy loss of electricity during transportation through the power grid, so it's 4 times more efficient than electricity. As for the heat digestion process, a successful example is the Enertech environmental plant in California. Manure enters the machine and is heated up at a high-pressure tank, up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and this causes the organic molecules to break apart and release carbon dioxide. The solid bits of manure will then repel water instead of absorbing it, and so the final form, known as e-fuel, is similar to dry coal. Digesting fecal matter takes about a day, whereas coal takes about 100 million years to form. Cost-wise, this manure e-fuel costs only a third of the price of coal and provides half the energy. Consumers would therefore get 66% more energy for each dollar by switching from coal, and they would save a total of 80,000 tons of greenhouse gases a year. If you're not convinced yet, listen to this. California dairy farmers are already driving trucks fueled by their cow manure. Farmer Rob Hillerides has converted his 18-wheeler trucks to run on biomethane produced from his cows, the first of their kind. Purified and pressurized methane is pumped into the trucks containing spark-ignited methane burners rather than diesel engines. Manure from the dairy cows of the entire country could produce enough fuel to power around 1 million vehicles and reduce 6.5 million tons of carbon dioxide a year. More importantly, biomethane is the only vehicle fuel that is carbon negative. Outside of North America, biomethane is proving to be beneficial to developing countries as well. Take Rwanda, for instance. After the Rwandan genocide campaign, over 120,000 people were incarcerated in one prison, about 10 times more than the facilities can accommodate. Not surprisingly, the overpopulation has increased the energy needs of the prison. So they're now converting the prisoner waste into combustible biogas and powering their kitchens for cooking and saving almost $1 million a year on energy costs. In another example, the Tosha Community Group in Nairobi, Kenya, uses waste from public washrooms to also power communal kitchens. Tosha biogas facilities help prevent sanitation problems and diseases that were caused by public defecation, and now they also provide cheap energy for the poverty-stricken villages. This technology helps reduce greenhouse gases, and since manure is essentially a free renewable resource, everyone saves on energy costs in the long run. Seems too good to be true, right? Well, there are some setbacks. A serious concern is that the biogas in the methane digester contains small amounts of other gases, which could diminish the methane's efficiency. But the presence of hydrogen sulfide is the main problem, as it can rapidly corrode the gas handling and electricity generating equipment in the plant. More research will be needed to address this issue in the future, which of course will add to the plant's expenses. Secondly, there is the cost of building and running the facility. Economic efficiency of anaerobic digestion depends on several costs, including investment costs and operating the biogas plant. The mass production of these facilities has been restricted due to the high capital costs and demand for experts in this technology. Fuel cells for manure are currently being built by hand, which is expensive. However, anaerobic digestion facilities are less capital intensive than large power plants that use coal or oil as fuel. So if plants are willing to invest in these facilities, the efficiency and profit will be well worth it. Now, I'm not suggesting that this technology should be applied everywhere in North America as the single energy source, but considering the environmental aspects, health benefits, and cost efficiency, many areas of the world would benefit from installing a few methane digesters and poo-powered vehicles. If this energy technology is good enough for developing countries and farming trucks, it's good enough for the rest of the world. This crappy technology sure has a lot of potential, and so we should take advantage of it.